الصوت مش واضح. الصوت مش واضح. الصوت مش واضح. الصوت مش واضح.
me traduz. ¿De famoso vas? Famoso vas? ¿Bien? ¿Eh? Eso no me traduz. ¿De famoso vas? Famoso vas? ¿Bien?
Okay, so what I would say is, if it's taking a really long time, there's no reason not to go ahead. I would encourage you not to. Especially if somebody's you know. And so my recommendation is different. Okay, you can always go back to a confidence whether or not they can inquire. If it's taking and making a phone call, sometimes I would encourage that's different. Because they're still concerned. Other thing is, if there are different, my recommendation, lawsuits that different. I know that I would feel like I don't want to sue the government, whether or not, you know, but the truth is that it's just to push it along. It's nothing personal against the government. They don't take it personally. But sometimes, from certain countries, people get stuck in security, and they'll leave the case there until you actually do something.
So how can we decide it's already taking long? Like, if it's like 9 months.
I mean, it depends on what the normal processing times are for that code. They don't,
Okay.
you know, so it's like, like for example, because of the clients that I typically serve, like I know that, you know, Ciudad Juarez in Mexico can take up to 12 months to schedule for an interview once your application is complete. Whereas like in Honduras, it takes, I mean, it depends on what the normal process, so it's like, what's the kind of normal process, you know, so it's like, my guess, like for example, 9 months is probably because of the clients that I typically serve, like I know that,
Okay, my other
you know,
question, I'm sorry, I don't want to
Ciudad
take the time of
Juarez
other people, but
can take up to
I'm
12
from Yemen.
months
I was
schedule for
planning
an
to
interview
travel to
once your
Yemen, not
application
for a very necessary reason.
Whereas like,
Even though I'm a citizen, I
I
decided
mean,
not
it
to do
depends
that
on
at
what
this
the
time.
normal process is,
But I
like,
guess
what's
it
the
came
kind
to
of
my
normal
mind, I said to
process, you know, so
myself,
it's like,
what if I,
my guess, like for
I'm not
example,
going anyway now, but if I
like,
went and came back,
like I
and
know
I'm
that,
my other
you know,
question, I'm sorry, I have my phone,
people
and if they open my phone for me, maybe I have 500 products, half of them are Abdullah, and Muhammad, and Ali, and Fatima, even though I'm a citizen, and then also, maybe there is one time where I cry about what's happening in Gaza, for example, or not knowing civilians that are dying in Yemen right now, okay, when the people right now, what's happening, may Allah have mercy on them, may God have mercy on me, and may God protect our country, that they should do something against the US. So I guess, I told myself, what about if I decide not to take a phone whatsoever? I just come for, I'm a citizen dying in Yemen. Is that gonna consider like I something because I'm supporting 3 terrorist organizations somewhere? I guess, can I do that option? So I guess, I told myself, what about if I decide not
I don't
to
think I
take
have
a
a
phone
super
whatsoever?
concrete, I mean, you're certainly allowed to do that, I guess. I think there's some risks that because it's out of the ordinary, that it's secondary. And ask some questions. If you are a US citizen, I think the risk is low. I think there's other things you could do, like having your phone that's really on the contact, having the phone that's off. I think there's some, making sure you have passwords protected, because it's out of the ordinary, that some trends is secondary. But I think the answer would be different and more than you think the risk. I think find other things you could do. If I were having your advising some on the contact green card holder, I think I'd be kind of very cautious at this moment, which feels bad to say. But I think anytime you're under a lot of pressure to do lots of nefarious, horrible things, government does things. So anytime you come into their radar, it just makes it easier for them to actually green card holder. So I certainly think I'd be more on this cautionary. Even people think there are other lawyers that naturally sue you, but where U.S. citizens who are putting on travel, they're under a lot of pressure to do lots of we are entering pretty good time to come into their radar happening. So I don't think like paranoia is necessary. So I certainly think I see like unwarranted.
And it's really
Even people think there are other lawyers.
it's still, like, the only way that they can change it is to, dismantle citizens if you commit fraud.
We are entering
And it's a burden solely on the government. It's very, very difficult.
So I don't think like paranoia So I certainly think I see
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
What
And
about
it's
the
really
card holders?
It's still, like, the only way that they can change it is to, dismantle citizens if you commit fraud.
we are entering
And it's a burden solely on the government. It's very, very difficult.
Okay, to look
Pilgrim, thank you very much, especially for Muslims now.
What
And
about
it's
There are
really,
many green card holders, they already have the funds,
the only way that
and we
they
tell
can change it
them
is
that they're all bad too, so yes.
hard thought, like, so, I'm forgetting the name of the law, but like, say, you're a green card holder, who's coming back into the US, they do send you a secondary, maybe you don't even have your phone, but they find out your name, go on your social media, and you said a bunch of stuff about God. I can't think it's hard to tell like, so this moment in time if that doesn't put them at some risk. The law, but like they're now asserting the ability to holder, the Secretary of State assert that someone is sending a secondary, maybe you don't even have your phone with the national security threat or can advocate a bunch of stuff on policy and then use that as a basis. I think it's hard to tell this great time if that doesn't. Is that how likely is that? And you know, like they're now asserting to travel to the ability to holder, the Secretary relative is assert that someone is dying, sending a secondary last chance to see them. I mean, there's just no super concrete threat or can advocate to advise on policy of the risk. Use that as a basis. And it's not possible to say, is that how likely is that? Like, is it safer to not travel? Yeah, it's safer because you're just not coming into the dying ambit. An agency that's now captured by some very bad people. So, I don't know, that's not a very uplifting thing to say, but I think people like it kind of, is it safer to not travel? Yeah, cost benefit decisions, whether it's not coming into the, and I think, unfortunately, yeah, I think that folks in the Muslim Asia, you're just not captured by some very bad people. So, right, it's not fair, I don't know, that's not a very uplifting, and there may be legal recourse on the back end, but I think being targeted itself is a very unpleasant experience. Sometimes you can't get out from under it. So, and I think, unfortunately, yeah, I think that folks in the Muslim community are very bad. So, right, it's not fair, that's not a very uplifting, and there may be legal recourse on the back end, but I think being targeted itself is a very unpleasant experience. And sometimes you can't get out from under it. So, and I think,
for granted and we're sincerely grateful. I have two questions. One I'm going to ask
fair.
So the first question is about the power of attorney. So I work at UNM, and there are a lot of people who are concerned about having access, especially like costing money to lawyers. So what is the best way to do it, other than the one that you already and the fact that about applying for? So the first question, there are property and finances, bank accounts. So I work at UNM. What is the best way or the best resource institution and work as people just go lawyers? So what is the best way to do it, other than the one that you already?
So we're happy to help at the University of New Mexico next summer, but actually most of these forms are online for they're statutory forms. The one for the family, for the 6 months for the family, I pulled it right out of the New Mexico court. And then the power of attorney is also, the power of attorney for financial matters is also a statutory form. So you don't need a lawyer to fill out the one for the family. The thing is, this is a very dangerous form for the family. Because once you sign this form, whomever you give that power to can do whatever you said that they can do. So it's not like you can sign it and say, if I get deported, then I give to Ben my bank accounts and my house. This is a very dangerous. Once you sign it, once you notarize it, it's a live document. Whomever you give that power to and do what I wanted to say that over to their nephews. So it's not like you can sign it and say, if I get deported, then I'm supposed to choose the Ben servant and a bank account, but I'm going to do something that I think is a very bad. Once you sign it, so yes, people can go and get these forms themselves, but do what you want to say. It could be financially ruinous. With the children, I think I'm a little bit more generous because people know who to do something that I make those decisions. Once you sign it, my concern about the policy people go and get their is that it's on its face and it's for 6 months, so it could be financial. Is that something you want to do every 6 months? With the children, I think I'm a little bit more subject to generous because people know that they can just come and take you. And my concern about right away. And again, this is why I stress it. It's really important on its face and it's just come recently into the country, that's very different situation. You've been here 10 years, you have U.S. citizenship subject to gender talk to them. That's what happens when you have an investor, that they can just kind of my concern was,
I mean, I would just also add that the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center actually has
on its
a
basis,
website too. They
just
have
come
keep track
recently
of like
into
the
the
land.
country, that's very different situation. You've been here 10 years.
New Mexico Immigrant Law Center.
Gender talk to them. That's what happens when you have an investor, that they can just kind of my concern was,
I mean, I would just also add that the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center actually has
on its basis,
a website too. They
just
have
come
keep track
recently
of like
into
the
the
land.
country, that's very different situation. You've been here 10 years.
New Mexico Immigrant Law Center.
Gender talk to them.
Well, I mean, I think the alien registration requirement, just because it criminalized not changing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's three different components to it. One is whether or not you register in the first place, which is signing yourself up. Two is whether or not you're carrying the proper document. And three is whether or not you change your address. I think the alien registration moving, and with not, of all those three things, each one is like, there's three different enablements to it. One is whether or not you register. So they're, and that's completely new. Two is that whether or not you're carrying the proper document. And three is whether or not you change your address. Alien registration moving, and with not, of all those three things, each one is like, there's three different enablements to it. One is whether or not you register. So they're, and that's completely new. Two is that whether or not you're
If someone,
carrying the proper document.
if one of us know about someone, I'm so sorry.
Whether or not you
If somebody already, you know someone is here, he or she or their family are undocumented, what can we advise them?
talk to them. Yeah, and that's the sort of thing is that at least for me, I can lay out different options for them, but like, it's like everyone thing is very individualized. There might be somebody who's undocumented and they qualify for a green card, well,
Is here,
file for the green card, then you're registered, you know, and then you can comply with all the things.
what can we advise them?
For somebody else who has a green card, it might be good, that's the sort of thing that's natural, at least for me, I can lay out different, that's individualized. For somebody who doesn't have any papers, there's any way to get undocumented, you know, whether or not they register, whether or not they serve themselves up, and then you change, so to speak. It's gonna be a very individualized, for somebody else who has a green card, it might be good. That's the sort of thing
One
that's
other
natural,
change,
at least for me, I can
mainly
lay out
applies to just
that's individualized.
undocumented
Somebody who doesn't have any papers, there's any way to get
That's a pretty big
undocumented,
groundswell
you know,
Is
whether or not
now,
they register,
someone
whether or not
mentioned
they serve
expedited
themselves
removal
up, and then you
before.
change, so to speak.
So the idea used to be that you could only
For somebody else.
be removed very quickly without much legal documentation. If you're encountered mainly within 100 miles of the border, within 14 days. Now it's anywhere in the country. Within just 2 years. Someone mentioned. So another kind of very basic thing is for people undocumented that you can only, if you're more than 2, be removed carrying around everywhere they go. Some sort of documentation showing 100 miles of the border that they've been here more than 2. Now it's anywhere that decision's made very long. It's very difficult to appeal once you're. So another very basic.
Yeah.
This is for people, and that's a big sea change. If you're more than that, carrying around everywhere they go, some sort of documentation showing 100 miles.
But again, it ties back to the remain silent first. You don't provide that
Because that
documentation.
decision's made very long. It's very difficult to appeal once you're. So another very basic.
Yeah.
This is for people, and that's a big sea change. If you're more than that,
I reported
carrying
that to
around
the
everywhere they go, some sort of documentation showing.
But again, it ties back to the
They do that
remain
right now.
silent first. I mean, I don't provide that. I would ask, if you're at UNM, you know, ask somebody because they'll tell you whether or not to, you know, change your address within the system and you report that to the GEO office. My gut reaction is that it's probably already changed. Because the CETA system is the one that. But again, it ties back to the remain silent first. I mean, I don't provide. You're probably okay, but I would double check UNM, you know, ask somebody because they'll tell you whether or not to, you know, change your address within the system and you report that to the GEO office. My gut reaction is that it's probably already changed. Yeah, again, it still travel is on getting out. You're probably okay, but I would double check UNM.
Something I wanted to share with you guys, something that I've learned recently, especially from the USCIS staff, that actually process audiences.
My
This
gut
is happening to
reaction
some of the
is
other
that
field offices. I think Homeland staff that I put
That
across
covers
the
Kingman and
something that you guys, something that I've learned, or 11, especially MSG, CIF has not known. But I used to or something like that. I think there are a lot of with that Homeland Security, and so even the USCIS staff, there's a lot of pressure to USCIS staff list of anybody that's on complaint. So there's some other discussions, something that I've learned, or 11, especially MSG, CIF.
Rebecca, can I just ask, you mentioned the failure to report a change of address. That's now a federal misdemeanor?
and they revived the federal statute.
Just to let people know, unfortunately, we do not represent people in the federal courts. So but there are other public defenders that would represent you for a change of address. And so that's now a federal, again, if you get accused of any crime, ask for an attorney, find out how to apply for it. Just to let people know, unfortunately, we do not represent federal courts. So but there are other public defenders that would represent you for a change of address. And so that's now a federal, again, if you get accused of any crime, ask for an attorney, find out how to apply for it. Just to let people know, unfortunately, we do not represent federal courts.
So both of those things are kind of
public defenders.
they're like loaded guns that prior Congresses passed that are just kind of lame. Those two. There are things that Trump administration is doing that are just lawless. So for expedited removal, I like bringing this up. So both of those things are, I mean, President Clinton signed that into law in 1996. There was very little political pressure about that particular point. There would have been leverage to just come back. They just said, the executive has a lot of discretion about that are just maximum laws 2 years. So for expedited removal, and that was so great that was allowed to happen, and no one really planned to use it. There was very little, same with the 1940s, I believe the Registration Act was passed back. This is said too. The executive has a lot of discretion about kind of wake of maximum law, and then you just kind of repeat these dangerous laws. And that wasn't allowed to happen.
So they never cleaned up.
They never. There's some. They should have gone back. Same with the 1960 insurrection, Registration Act, this is too. IRA. There are laws that are really bad, and then that probably should have been cleaned up. So some of the.
So they never cleaned up.
They never. There's some person. They should have gone back. Same with expedited removal is probably President Clinton. This is too. It's not that Trump didn't have to be that creative. The laws that are really bad, and then
I've always thought
probably
that
should
law
have
was
been cleaned up.
I always thought it was out.
So some of the.
So they never cleaned up.
They never. There's some person. They should have gone back.
They activated
It
it.
was probably President Clinton. Yeah.
But they wake them up.
Yes, and the other things that, that not that more laws, Trump's just making up laws. But yeah, those two things are kind of a little bit more. And there might be legal challenges to that. Some of the, but it's harder, obviously it's harder.
They activated it.
Definitely, yeah.
But they wake them up.
And the other things that, not that more laws, Trump's just making up
200,
but yeah, those two things
some
are kind of a little bit more.
and
And there might be legal challenges.
warning these things.
Some of the, but
I don't think so.
it's
But
harder,
again, I
obviously
would say
it's
that I
harder.
have the
Definitely.
superpowers that I
But they
have.
wake them up.
And the other things that, not that more laws,
Touch.
Trump's just
I
making
mean,
up.
200,
But yeah, those two
some
things
people
are
see
kind
it.
of. And there might be legal challenges.
warning these things.
I don't think so.
It's
But
harder,
again, I
obviously
would say that I
it's
have
harder.
the superpowers that I
But they
have.
wake them up.
And the other things that, not that more laws.
Touch.
I mean, 200.
These two
Some
things
people
are
see
kind
it.
of. And there might be legal challenges.
Warning these things.
I don't think so. But again, well, I mean, because I'll take the second one first, because ours are, the second, like, I mean, is there concern that they're gonna close stuff down? But yeah, they're firing it. I mean, you know, so I mean, there's a lot of, we can anticipate that a lot of things are gonna go in this way. But, as far as like whether or not you need to change your address, I mean, this is a bit of a gray area if you have an established, just like, I mean, homes, they're intended to return back to people, yeah, temporarily residing, you know? I mean, it depends on how temporary, I mean, I guess in an abundance of caution, I mean, if you're still holding the same address, I think, as far as like whether or not you need to change your address, with the longer and the more established area, you have an established, like, I mean, the other address is actually temporarily. We're not sure how it's gonna play out. I mean, it depends on how it's temporary. I mean, I guess in an abundance of caution, I mean, if you're still holding
Can I
the
just
same
add that I'm
address,
sure that
as far as
conveys
like whether or not you need to change your
there
address,
that you need to still be
longer and the more
receiving mail at your
established.
previous address, right? Because if they send the notice, then you need to show up. But sometimes they'll send the notice to come up for fingerprints or something that isn't a decision, but you're gonna wanna make sure that your mail out. In terms of the aid to organizations or mail at your previous address, right? Because they send a notice directly to you, but there's certainly notice to come up with fingerprints, something that isn't a decision, unfortunate lawsuits against criminal against people who have given. In terms of the aid to organizations, some organizations are now right? Because they send a notice to groups that are listed as donating to terrorists, something that isn't unfortunately agree with those characterizations, but I think those against people, in terms of very innocent act where we have seen that a lot of some organizations have right? I also want to groups that are listed as donating to terrorists. I just want to go not agree with those characterizations. Entire way we talk about wonderful immigrants that come to our country, make our country what it is. Right? Immigrants are a benefit, not an injury. And we somehow this is completely. I just want to know national dialogue, and that's not necessarily a blue or red issue. It's Ronald Reagan, George Bush the first. Make our country. This is the way. This is the country. Immigrants are a benefit, not an injury. My mom, for somehow this is 91.5-year-old mom. I just want to know national dialogue, and that's not she just thinks this is just blue or red issue. Yes, there are these technical things, and that's our job. That's why immigrants get that technical information. But I just want to, for some conversations, national conversations, go back to what it is. Because how lucky we are to be here from different places. So, yes, that's what America is. That's our job. But I just want to, for some conversations, national conversations, go back to what it is. How lucky we are to be here. After every struggle, the tensions, yes, that's what. So, Reagan, you were at dinner with Dolores Huerta, so I'm not going to try to rephrase that. But from every struggle has emerged, from the civil rights struggle, we got civil rights. After every struggle, the Vietnam War, we got a period, some again love and transformation. You were at George Floyd murder, so I'm not going to change that raise that. Every struggle, I am that from the civil rights from the street, civil rights after George Justice, Vietnam War, we got some again love and transformation. You were at Floyd murder, so I'm not going to change that raise that. Every struggle, I am that from the civil rights from the street, civil rights after George Justice, Vietnam War, we got some again love and transformation. You were at Floyd murder, so I'm not going to change that raise that. Every struggle, I am
Not yet.
But I think that there is, I should really know this. I thought, there definitely is
I would be shocked.
They say something like that. Doesn't touch.
I should really know this. I thought, there definitely is
I'm a U.S. citizen. In 2000, the whole 9/11 issue, I had a lot of problems. I didn't get divorced. I mean, going on the and so I don't know if legally, but and I knew in the end things would work out because they have the right to dress. A lot of folk around and a lot of anxiety. And back then, I didn't bring a cell phone because they said, well, we know you. So to tell us humiliation. But well, I'm a U.S. citizen. I need to get in. You're in a gray zone. So you're now legally, but we owe you now. I knew in the end that things would work out. And because they have the right to dress. It just was kind of a frustrating and very. Back then, I didn't bring a cell phone because they said, well, we know you. So to tell us humiliation. But well, I'm a U.S. citizen. I need to get in. You're in a gray zone. So you're now legally, but
I think really kind of started there.
And
The Biden administration has crystallized that is maybe similar to some of these things that we were talking about before, where I think like the crackdown on free speech around Gaza, I think is really something that we're seeing that kind of paved the way for a lot of what Trump's doing, the way that the Biden university administrators came to that issue. There's another Biden list. I think Biden kind of validated that, and now we're seeing a crackdown on free speech, raise the temperature on that. And I think it's really unleashing the DOJ to specifically target people the way for a lot of what Trump's doing, the way that that also probably shows that the only way Biden can combat that is to crack down. And now we're seeing, but I think it is a major, something that's kind of new, or feels like something kind of historically important to a lot of people in parts of the for a lot of what I think your community does need to be aware. That also probably shows the absolute will weaponize that issue, the maximum that they combat that is to very crack down. And now we're seeing, but I think it is a major, something that's kind of new. That also probably the absolute will weaponize that issue, the maximum that they combat that is to very crack down. And now we're seeing, but I think it is a major, something that's kind of new.
So guys, there is refreshment outside for everybody, but especially for you guys.
My sister, but they keep forgetting to like run down.
Right. Refreshments outside for everybody, but especially for you guys.
My sister, but they keep forgetting to like run down.
Right. Refreshments outside for everybody, but especially for you guys.
Just let me know, right? Thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna duck out.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Good. I met you before, or I came here. You're top of Zoom. No, I'm in Santa Fe. You're the army. Well, thank you. You were from you were